The first movie we're going to review is 50/50. It stars Joseph Gordon-Levitt and is directed by Jonathan Levine. "50/50" is one of the classic tales of somebody dying of cancer. J-Let is your average run-of-the-mill guy. He's got a pretty normal job. Best friend is Seth Rogan. They both do the work in the same. They work together for an NPR type station.
Yeah.
And then he's got a girlfriend. Yeah, he's just an average guy. And one day the doctor says you have some horrible spine cancer, and he's like, oh. So then he has the rest of the movie is just kind of him coping with just getting a disease when no family history, nothing, just your bad luck of getting cancer. He has to tell family and friends, and then he has to just deal with Seth Rogen's crazy antics, who uses his cancer to get laid. And yeah, it's just the story of him going from point A to point B with cancer. Great movie. I loved it. J-Let is always fantastic. It's got a good balance of comedy and drama, a lot of emotional pull, and a lot of stuff goes crazy. And cancer's always a nice hot topic to make everybody emotional.
Kind of raise the stakes pretty fast.
Yeah, it does. Then you got Seth Rogen, who is raunchy like usual, which but it really works well in this. Normally you're just like, Seth Rogen and your raunch. This is, it's just such a serious subject matter, and he's so seriously raunchy. they go well. Good performances. The mom, Angelica Huston, plays a great, crazy mom.
Yeah.
I think I have a mother-in-law very similar to this character. But J-Let does great. There's great scenes where he befriends the guys who have cancer, and he has a little cancer circle. Yeah. And they're just
great side performances by Matt Fewer and Philip Baker Hall.
Philip Baker. Yeah. I think I was like, those guys. They're some good cranky old men.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed that. Good movie. Definitely going to give it B+.
B+. I give it a solid A, actually. I came into this movie with kind of low expectations. I think my interest in the whole Apatow comedy crew has sort of peaked a while ago. What I would say is a problem with a lot of their movies is that they're oftentimes a bit flabby. They have these scenes that go on and on and on because they allow their actors to improvise, and they never cut the camera, and they don't even cut on the cutting room floor either. And so you end up with these 2.5-hour-long raunch-coms that never really add up to much, or in the last few or so movies. But I think what this movie did is it really it has a good screenplay written by Will Reiser, who is the character or the writer in which this story is based. It's based on a true story. Him and Seth Rogen were friends and writing partners on the Ali G show. It draws from true experience, and you can feel that. And I do think all the performances all around are really, really good. And unlike those other Apatow comedies that just are, a bit baggy, this one is really cinched up, and every scene is just the right amount of time, and every character gets just the right amount of play. And I think this has one of the best third acts in a movie I've seen this year, where it builds up, and you have a lot of the raunchy comedy, and you have a lot of the cancer kind of drama stuff that you've seen in a lot of movies before. But that third act really subverts all of those kind of ideas, even like with characters like Angelica Huston, who you think you have figured out, you think you know what she's all about, you think you have Seth Rogen all figured out, you think you know what he's all about, and the Anna Kendrick relationship, which is she plays his cancer therapist, and who's kind of new on the job, and she's sort of feeling out how she's going to be able to be professionally with him as one of her first patients. And you think you know where that relationship's going from the beginning, and it doesn't go any of those directions. Everything is a very good surprise by the end of the movie, and I think the last 5 minutes of this movie is just superb, awesome. I love the way this movie ended. The last moment of the movie, I was so happy it ended the way it did. Yeah, so so far this has been one of my favorite movies of the year, and definitely probably one of my favorite Seth Rogen performances I've seen in a long time. I think, you know, he oftentimes gets criticized for doing the same thing over and over again, and he's doing the same thing here, but unlike a lot of those other movies, this movie knows exactly how to use him and exactly how much of him is enough. So, yeah, solid A for me.
Solid A.